We're live, people. Let's go. Whew, this might be the latest I've ever been. Putting the 2-year-old down, and maybe TMI, but he's potty training. He's figuring things out. He had a great day today. Didn't want to cut him short, so he's been killing it. He's been killing it. So yeah, that's where I was. Sorry I was late, and I'm going to pay my late fee to you guys with a character 0.9.5 character, or sorry, I guess class update for how classes HP, class tables, attribute points, trade points, and martial stamina features. So I figured I'd just let you guys see some stuff. Okay, and it's a crazy hyped day today because 0.9, anybody? Huh? It's out, y'all. Isn't that crazy? If you didn't know this already, 0.9's out. just to let me know. Type what in the chat in all caps if you did not know that 0.9 is out right now. Right? I think. Okay, Robin, come on, Robin. What is 0.9? Wait, time Toa, are you trolling me? 0.9 is out. Who are you? Okay. Okay. Time Toaist is trolling me. Who are you? Why is 0.9? Okay, Drax from Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, that's funny. I see a bunch of y'all trolling me now. That's funny. So yes, 0.9 is out. It's live. It's there. It's good. I just released the changelog, has also been sent out, right, for the record. Another huge disclaimer here for anybody who does not have 0.9 who's already purchased it. As a disclaimer, if you back the Kickstarter in any way, or if you purchase DC20's core rules on the website, either one, you get all future updates for free. You don't have to keep buying it, right? Once you've bought DC20, you keep getting all the updates, right? I got a text from my wife saying that she was keeping y'all entertained in the chat. So thanks for that, babe. I have no idea what she said. Don't believe anything she said. Okay, cool. Thanks, Sean. So tabletop simulator for 0.9. What, Duskbreaker? Let's go, Duskbreaker. What was I saying? Yeah, so if you buy it once, that's all you have to do. You don't have to keep buying each update, just to make sure that's clear. But we have received over 600 emails in the last one day. And we are not a large people, right? So Sky, my executive assistant guy, has been slammed. And also just in general for the community, it's not good when he's slammed, guys, because he's now the gate behind 0.9.5. Because 0.9.5, as far as on the development side of things, is done. And the guy that inputs all of the changes into the PDF is Sky. So now your guy, the community's guy that is trying to get 9.5 out to you guys, his hands are shackled to the 600 emails for what's going on. So here's some updates. If you guys are one of those 600 people, right, to try and help out Sky, the biggest thing, and this is for all future updates too, when I say you guys get an email, apparently that's not always true on DriveThruRPG's side. When you send out 20,000 emails through DriveThruRPG, not all the emails go through, right? So the biggest thing is if you did not get an email, go to drivethrurpg.com or go to the DC20 website, log in on the Shopify situation on the DC20.com website. Log in and manually check DC20 and you're good, right? You're good. You know what I'm saying? That's probably the case because the vast majority of those 600 people, are that was the solution. Is they actually had 0.9, but it was in their library and it was labeled 0.8 because their cache folder or some fancy thing was still saying 0.9. So I deleted the 0.8 file, added a 0.9 file. So people were going to their library, seeing 0.8 and being like, I don't have it. But if you go into that, it is there and you are good. So there's just an update for the DriveThruRPG people. It's probably there. But we have had some people where it's not, or they didn't even get 0.8, or they didn't know, or they've been gone, or whatever, right? So there's that. And then we've had much less issues on the Shopify side. So that's good. So if you purchase it through there, you're probably fine there. And other than that, that's been the last day or so for us. And I saw also in the chat, we need more editors. Yes, but I don't think now is a good time to do that because there's the keys to the castle is a very trusted thing. And I do not see myself hiring a new editor and being like, yeah, here's the master document for DC20. That's crazy, right? So yeah, the small but efficient team has got to get it done, and then we'll keep growing as things keep growing. So yeah, there we go. So anyway, there's that. I'm trying to think anything else. 0.9, awesome. It's crazy that it's out now. I'm super excited. 52 subclasses. So much love and hype has been seen in the for that. Lots of people have been saying some really cool stuff about that, so appreciate y'all for that too. And we're gonna show some showcase stuff for 0.9.5. I'm gonna do that. But I also want to get caught up with the chat because apparently there was some super chats that got dropped when I was while I was laying on my kid's floor. What's up? Baron Brendan with a super chat. I made the scariest elemental fury barbarian. He surrounds himself with absolute calm. It's almost like the world around you has stopped. There is no wind and only sounds that are labored breathing and muffled. Oh my gosh. That's so cool. a intense calm, an absolute calm. I like that. Absolute calm. Super sick barbarian. That's a super sick barbarian, Brennan. That's a super sick barbarian. I'm going to say barbarian Baron Brendan. Barbarian Baron Brendan. Barbarian Brandon Baron Brendan. Barbarian Baron Brendan. There we go. Took me 3 times, but I got it. Appreciate you, dude. And then Dustbreaker, I see you. And then Attila the Bun. What's up? Just bought and wiped out a printer ink cartridge for printing 0.9. Let's go. Wiped out a printer ink cartridge. You just straight up buy a printer ink cartridge, put it in, and just say bye, and then. At least there's not art yet. And that's kind of on purpose for lots of other reasons too. I could talk about that, but nobody's asking about that. And then the eyes of the eagle. The eyes of the eagle. Let's go. I don't know what NOK is. I got 200 NOK, whatever that currency is. Thank you. I don't think I've ever seen that before. Awesome. Thank you, eyes of the eagle. Love the 0.9. Wait a second. Am I missing? Wait, we had a $100 super chat from Glenn. What? Celebrate 0. Oh, this was a while ago. Celebrate 0.9 in our kickoff RPGs versus AD. Live play this Saturday. Let's go. So the Glenn Finley is a legit game master. I've seen him run some games with oh my god, ADHD 20. The Pocket Dimension, and so he is doing a live play this Saturday, which is the 22nd, DC20 and West March's Barovia session with Tabletop Phoenix, Taco Danger, Trixie Ray, and maybe some special guests. Oh my gosh, let's go. Oh, that's awesome. Wait, where can we see this? Where can we see it? Stream not even started, and we that's right, that's why it wasn't even showing up for me. Glenn, somebody say in the chat where we can find this, because I know all of those people. Tabletop Phoenix, Taco Danger, Trixie Ray. I know all those names just from seeing them all the time in the community. So that's awesome. I definitely want to drop by and see that if I can try and swing by. You know what I'm saying? So that's sick, Glenn. That's awesome. And then we also got, what else we got? Wait. We got T-Dog. What's happening? Why can't I click anything? Okay, there we go. T-Dog gifted 10 Dungeon Coach memberships. Let's go, dude. Thank you for that, T-Dog. I can't even see anything. There's so many things coming through my screen. And then Brandon from Bardic Aggravation gifted 50 Dungeon Coach memberships. That's 60 Dungeon Coach. Thank you, guys. Thank you, T-Dog. Thank you, Brandon. Brandon, I feel like just always you do this all the time. You do this all the time, Brandon. Also, real quick in the chat. Can you guys say yes or no if you are hearing the blung dung dung, blung dung dung, blung dung dung? Uh-oh. Live stream. Hello? Can y'all, are we still good? No dings. No, we can hear. Okay, now you're saying a bunch of yeses and nos. So, okay, interesting. Let's see what's happening over here. Okay, we're still good. You hear the dings. Yes, you can hear the dings. Dang it. I don't know how to turn off the dings. I'm going to have to figure out the dings again. I'm going to add it back to my list. Turn off live stream notification. Live still, yes. Thank you, Eyes of the Eagle. You just super chatted and you're being very efficient with letting me know things in the chat. So thanks for that. Let me move this. Let me move this around. And then Attila the Bun, I'm caught up with super chats now. Wait. Oh, Liam. This is a call to see if any OGs from the pre-alpha streams are still here. I'm happy how much the game has grown, but lately I've started to miss the days when it was just a small group. The time is flown by for sure. Yes, this used to be a group of like, our live streams used to be like 50 people, 80 people, never 100. And that's just the live streams, much less the Discord and other things. And it was a much smaller community back then, but I think it's awesome to see how things have evolved and so many new faces. So that's super cool. And it's super cool to see new people see DC20 and be excited. Like they just saw it. Super cool. And then Until the Bun just bought and, oh yeah, there you go. Wiped out printer ink. There you go. All right. So now we are caught up with all the super chats. Thank you guys. And thank you, Glenn. Did we say where we can find that Glenn's live play? Zagard, glad you're a bit late because I was playing KH Re Chain of Memories for the first time with my fiance. So now I have enough time to tell you about how the 30-eyed penguin and Zagard gets killed by the penguin once again. Lightning, hey coach, can't catch the stream right now, not even watching, but I saw you went online and I wanted to say congrats for 0.9. 0.9 hype. Let's go, Lightning. As I'm talking about how awesome this community is, Lightning comes in, isn't even watching, just wants to throw out some hype. Thank you for that, Lightning. Appreciate you, dude. For real. Hype. Oh, that's cool. Okay, we're all here. Okay, everybody's here. Okay, we're fine. We're good. All right, there we go. So now that we're all caught up, let's talk. Now we'll watch the VOD later. Of course, I can only assume so. Lightning, you're one of the hardcore ones. I see you, bro. I see you. So let me hydrate for a second and let y'all meet Hydro, the Hydrogon, the Stragon. He's a Stragon. So we are hydrating, and I'm gonna show you guys a class table for 0.9.10. 0.9.5. He's a Hydrogon. Let's go. Wait, Eyes of the Eagle had a question. I was focused on the knock, the NOK situation. Love 0.9 and the 0.95 stuff. Can't wait for 0.10. Is the plan to release all spells at once or release them based on MP cost? For the 1 MP instance could grant variable. Exactly. So the plan is, let's say 100% of all spells, okay? The plan is not to release 100% of all spells because the game's not that high level yet, right? It'd be weird to have the game be levels 1 through 4 and then we're releasing level 20 spells, you know what I'm saying? So my goal is, and this could give some insights as to how I see spells working. My goal is to release about 75%, 3/4 of all the spells in the game, but not all the MP enhancements. Does that make sense? Right? So I plan on releasing like, oh, this is a fire spell, it does a big fire thing, and then it'll have MP enhancements, but it won't have so many MP enhancements that's just ridiculous to the point where you're level 10, 11, 12, 13. You know what I'm saying? So we'll probably have MP enhancements up to probably like 5 mana or something like that, right? To where you're spending like 5 mana on the spell, which is level 10. So my goal is to try and get these spells to be like, the spells to be up to level 10 about, right? So that kind of future proofs us in a way, and we might need to go tweak those because they might be not tuned correctly, etc. But we are going to get a bunch of spells across all 3 spell lists, right? Divine, Primal, Arcane, across all the spells, all that kind of stuff, right? What? I just got a super chat from Talon. I had this has to be from Talon. So this is the first, guys. My son Talon just super chatted me, which is odd. I'm not gonna lie. That is so special, so awesome, buddy. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. Thank you for the super chat, buddy. I'm going to read it now. It says, I love you so much, Daddy. All the way to the sun and back. The sun? All the way to the sun and back, buddy? That's so far. The sun is so far away. I love you to the whole entire city. Whole entire city, bud? All of it? Bud. Thank you, dude. Thank you, dude. I love you to Jupiter and back. I love you to the sun and back and back and back. Have you ever seen that before, bud? That's a lot. That's a long way, bud. That's a lot of love right there, bud. Thank you, buddy. Thank you, buddy. That's so sweet, bud. Appreciate you, dude. Oh, he's so funny. Talon, you're so funny, dude. You're so funny, bud. Oh, Talon's the MVP. Heck yeah. Heck yeah. Oh my gosh. Time. It's 148 million kilometers away. Time Tao, what's a kilometer? I don't know. And then Jeff Chambers gifted 10 memberships. Appreciate you, Jeff. Capping off all the love. Oh my goodness. Thanks, babe, and thanks, Talon, for that. That's funny. I know she's just laying in his room right now, and that's what they're watching. So there we go. So that's the big picture with spells. To try and get back to that. Super chat from Talon. Yeah, Sarah just texted me. That's funny. 93 million miles. Oh my gosh, Talon. The sun is 93 million miles away. 93 million, buddy. That you can't even count to that. That's crazy. Robin Armstrong, 400 is not a record. It's oddly becoming the norm now, honestly. 500 is the record. I think during the Kickstarter we hit 1,000. I don't even know. I've freaking blacked out. I don't. It's that was crazy. And then Michael Warren, Hydratagon. Yes, I need it. I was about to drop the 9.5 stuff, and then we're getting hit with all the love here. We love good dads in this household. Thanks, Rex Room. Oh man. Okay. So 1,001. Let's hit it tonight. 1,001 people. All right. So I think it's time, guys. So let's showcase some stuff. So what I am about to press the button to show you guys, I'm going to do the champion. It's just the easiest concept here. But I need to prep you guys for some things. I need to prep you guys for some stuff. Wait. Oh, okay. I thought I saw some weird blue line on the screen. Also, I'm not turning this into a YouTube video, so this is the only time it's going to be seen here. I, funnily enough, in my video yesterday, I leaked some Metallic Dragon patron early access information, because if you don't know, Patreon, we do live streams every Wednesday where I showcase, I make DC20, and then there's a Metallic Dragon tier of bronze and higher to get early access to the future versions of the game and stuff. And I had like the URL at the top of the screen. Don't worry, I already changed it if it's been too late. But yeah, that was hilarious. So oops. But now I'm going to talk about some of these changes. And this one's not going to be a video, but it's going to be some early access stuff here in the as far as an explanation of that. And then we'll go from there. So the three things, first of all, that I'm about to show you on the screen is one, health. The health formula has been changed. Crazy. The health formula has been changed. One thing we want to do with health, also any super chats. I am going to read this one, Bad Seed, and it's your first time super chat. Let's go. I'm going to read Bad Seed super chat, but then I'm going to pause on super chats, and then I will read them after I showcase the thing, just so we can stay on the same flow, right? Any plans to release a system reference doc for third-party DC content creators? If so, any chance it could be released in a markdown file format in addition to PDFs like Tales of the Valiant? Yes, absolutely. I want to create a template, a markdown, all that kind of stuff for creators to be able to create stuff for DC20. Absolutely. I want to empower the content creator community in ways that I'm already doing more so than anyone that I know of. I have a bigger affiliate program than any tabletop roleplay game that I know of. I've looked into it, and I DC20 has the most friendly content creator support. I pay out monthly to affiliate links as people, any sales that they make, they get a cut of, and I pay them out to it. I absolutely love and support content creators. So yeah, all of that's going to be for sure a thing, Bad Seed. For sure, dude. So heck yeah. Ironbird, just here to tell everyone, thank you. Let's go, Ironbird. Appreciate you, Ironbird. And I see a silvery Ironbird as your icon. That's what's up. Freaking cool, dude. Appreciate you, man. Health. Big thing on health. One thing that I don't want to have happen is the magic missile problem in Dungeons and Dragons. If you're a level 1 character and you have a level 1 bad guy, and your dungeon master gives that level 1 bad guy a level 1 spell magic missile, you're dead. You possibly could just straight up be dead. The damage as far as tuning goes, you could absolutely one-shot somebody and just straight up knock them down, right? So it's just not well balanced whenever you look at monsters to players side of things. And big picture thing for DC20, a level 1 monster is ideally equivalent to a level 1 player. Like they would absolutely have a clash together and it'd be solid, right? So if you wanted to make a balanced encounter and your players are level 3, you could get the same amount of that level 3 monster. You know what I'm saying? For about now, there's going to be things about if you have like one monster and more monsters, whatever, right? But I want it to be balanced on that aspect. So in that way, when we make charts for spell damage of how much damage you can deal with spells, charts for how much health players have, all this type of stuff, right? That is important, right? So currently, whenever we looked at all that, the health totals were a little bit low for how much damage output was it. Damage actually looked like in a pretty good spot. We're also comparing marshals to spellcasters, making sure they're even as well. And instead of like dialing back the damage, because we can only we've dialed our damage numbers pretty low, and I think that's a very good thing. Damage numbers in DC20 are not like 25 damage, 78 damage, like get out of here, right? Our damage numbers are in a very good spot, right? Dealing like 1 and 2 base damage, and then you add on to it, right? So we can't really lower the damage anymore because we get to a spot where we're like, okay, like it gets weird because like how much damage does a punch do versus a dagger versus a whatever. So we've reached a pretty low spot there, but we needed to bring the health up just a little bit just to get some designer feedback in there, right? Read Victor Ferry's super chat. Victor Ferry's super chat. Did I miss Victor Ferry? Victor Ferry super chat. Hello? Victor Ferry? Where's Victor Ferry's super chat? I don't even see Victor Ferry's super chat. Can somebody show Victor Ferry's super chat? Since somebody I'm back. The 30-eyed penguin tried to sneak attack me, but right before I could establish tab, Bumpy came in and blocked the attack, smashing it at 1806. However, the 30-eyed penguin got away. It's just a battle. Zack is doing a battle every live stream. Somebody at me, Renard, at me what Victor Ferry's super chat was. I don't see it. I can't see it on my end. I don't know if it was because I dropped out and came back or what, but yeah. So interesting. So anyway, the player's health was a little bit low, so now we're bringing it up. And another thing is with the new armor rework, right? Might and charisma make up one of the defenses, and agility and intelligence make up the other defense, right? So if you look at that, technically, might is pretty strong because might not only gives you health, but it also contributes to one of the defenses, right? If you're unaware of what I'm talking about, watch live stream 31. I do a full breakdown of the new defense system. It's growing on people. People are kind of seeing it now, all that kind of stuff, right? Victor dropped a code to download his 3D printed action tracker in general chat on Discord. I don't know what. Rena, very happy with release. I DM'd you on Discord. DM'd me on Discord. What? DM me? Oh. Victor Ferry. Oh, I think it shot it down because it was an ad. Like if anybody super chats like a plug to themselves of some kind, I think it automatically shoots it down because I genuinely don't even see it, right? Yeah, interesting. 100% off action trackers. Yeah, so anybody that wants to plug anything, there's a whole thing on Discord to plug that type of stuff. That's why it gets automatically flagged. It's weird. It's weird that it knew that. So that's really cool that it knew that it's. I didn't know it even did that because I genuinely don't even have it on my screen. That's crazy. Check out the promotions channel on Discord. That I'm sure that he'll go link that over there. So there we go. The power of filtering. Yeah. So all right. But health points, right? So damage, really good spot. Health points needed a little bit of bump, and might was a little bit too strong because of the armor rework, and it counted technically double dipped in giving you health and giving you defenses to your PD, your passive defense, the might plus charisma defense, right? The grit through toughness, right? Might needed a little bit of a nerf, but not that much. So this new formula for health does that. So the old formula was 6 plus your level plus class bonuses, right? So 6 plus your level, right? So technically that was 7, and then you add might, of course. So 6 plus your level plus any sort of class bonuses and might and all that kind of stuff, right? So really what we realized is what we should probably do. Well, first of all, I guess I should say how the health formula has changed. It is now 2 times your level. Whoa. Right? Mainly that's going to help scaling because we're starting to look at the math into the later parts of the game. So you're going to get 2 hit points per level now. Not a huge difference at level 1, 2, 3, 4, right? But yes, thank you, Aaron. 6 plus level plus might plus any class bonuses you got, which we're also going to talk about class bonuses as well, right? And then, and I'm also going to get back to all the super chats here in just a minute, right? Once I finish this presentation, because I'm already distracted enough, but I appreciate all the super chats. I will read them. I'll come back to it, right? So now, Aaron, you're freaking killing it for me. I appreciate you, dude. Now it's 6 plus 2 times your level plus class plus might. Now, even that, what I just said, is a change. So you're going to be getting 2 more hit points every time you level up, all that kind of stuff. Okay, cool. Now, time out. Health, another thing. There's 2 more cool things about health. Health back in shoot, man. I'd have to go digging to look for what it used to be. Health used to be, and I'm going to use the team's words on this. Health used to be arbitrarily assigned based on like the vibe of the class. So like Wizard and Scion got plus 0 health on their class table, right? So if you go on the 0.9 PDF right now, and if you go to every single class, you will see a little table and it'll say how much hit points, how much bonus health they gain from their class. And it'll be like 0001, 0001, right? So Wizards and Scions got literally 0. It was just 0 across the board, right? And then Barbarian on the other side got 1 all the way across the board. So the Barbarians got 10 health from levels 1 to 10, and a Wizard got 0 health from levels 1 to 10, right? So the health distribution was based on vibes, which honestly is not a good way to distribute health, and it's what Dungeons and Dragons does, and this was a carryover from 5th edition, right? This is one of the not Easter egg, but it's one of the just like not arbitrary, what's it called, vestigial mechanic, right? Meaning it was that way in D&D, so I didn't think to change it for DC20 baggage. I didn't think to change it for DC20. So if you look at Dungeons and Dragons and you look at the hit dice for things, archaic, Barbarians had a D12 hit dice, and they were the only ones that had a D12 hit dice because they had this huge health pool, right? And then you had your D10s and your D8s and your D6s and right. You see what I'm saying? So I don't think that's good. Right, I'm going to challenge that, and I'm going to go ahead and say that's not good. Right, the team did a very good job of pitching this idea and everything, and I don't think that that's a good mechanic to base a class's hit pool based on vibes. Right, and a good example, Barbarian. I don't think Barbarians need a ton of health compared to a champion or a commander or these other frontline martial characters. Right, I don't think they need it. Rage does that. Class features do that for them. Right. They're going to be tanky through their class features, not tanky because I give them a huge health pool, right? So now the new thing, instead of having like wizard and then like for some reason sorcerer has more hit points, but then like a cleric and bard have a little bit more hit points, and then the other one, like, you know what I'm saying, like in working their way through from like +0 from levels 1 to 10 all the way to +10 from levels 1 to 10. Here's how it works in DC20. I'm gonna have there's two little caveats. Well, I'll get to that. Health from levels 1 to 10, the amount of bonus hit points. Here's the rule. The rule change 0.9.5. The amount of extra bonus hit points you get from your class from levels 1 to 10 for spellcasters is 0. Wizard, sorcerer, cleric, bard. If you're a full spellcaster, 100% spellcaster, 0 bonus health. I'm sorry, spellcasters, unless you're a wizard and scion, no changes for you, right? That is, you have spells, you have access to spells. The fact that you can cast spells is crazy and lets you be able to do lots of cool stuff with your mana. So be happy you have your mana and right there, right? Hold on, Lullanock. I see you about the warlock. There's 2 caveats. So stay with me on warlock, right? And then if you're a marshal, if you're a full-blown marshal character, you get 10. Full-blown martial character, you get 10 hit points. Levels 1 to 10, you get 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, 1, all the way down. So barbarian, unchanged. Champion, commander, hunter, monk, boom. You get 10, right? Which I think is a good quality of life for those martial characters. They're in the front line, all that kind of stuff, right? So there's that, right? And yes, I see Arden. Mana is a limited resource, unlike stamina. But what you can do with mana compared to what you can do with stamina, wild. Reality bending at higher levels and stuff. You can create, cast warding spells, teleport, do all this wild and crazy stuff with mana compared to stamina. You know what I'm saying? Right? So there's that. And I'm going to let everybody guess on this one. What do you think? The Scion is a full spellcaster, for the record. Just for the record. Scion is in the 0 hit point thing, right? Just for the record. Scion is a full spellcaster when it comes to where I put them. Do they have stamina and the hybrid other aspect? Yes. But Scion, for the record, is going to have 0. Where do you think Spellblade? How much health do you think a Spellblade gets? If you had to guess. Just if you had to guess, how much health do you think a Spellblade gets, right? How much? And then, whoa, Janter Cryano. Let's see. Daryl, apparently. Daryl and Slit love Spellblades, and apparently they want to have 99 and 25. 5. There you go. You get the idea. Spellblades get 5. And 2 exceptions from each category. One Marshal, instead of getting 10, one Marshal only gets 5. And instead of getting 0, one Spellcaster actually gets 5. So who do you think? Which spellcaster do you think gets 5 instead of 0? Let's see if we're synced up. Which spellcaster do you think needs more health? Maybe they use health as part of their... Yes, Warlock. Yes, there we go. Yes, Warlock. There we go. Warlock, right? They have 5 hit points from levels 1 to 10. They get 5. Basically, every other level, they get a hit point, right? You either get none, you get 1 every other level, or you get 10. You get 1 every level, right? And then for the Marshals, y'all are already saying rogue. Yes, rogues only get 5. They do not get 10. Rogues absolutely can be up in the front lines and stuff like that, but they are nimble. Their class fantasy is not, I have a bunch of health. No. Their play style is more indicative to hiding, coming out, stabbing, moving around, flanking, kind of being, you know what I'm saying? So I think it would feel weird to have a rogue have 10, the same as a barbarian, right? So there we go. And Scion right now has 0. I could see a world where they get 5, possibly, but I think right now it feels fine for the Scion, especially with as much spells as they get and the access to all of that stuff that they can already do. I could see them getting 5, but right now they're at 0. But that's, again, Scion is in a unique spot, especially because it is technically a hybrid, right? So there we go. So there's that, right? Now, so with all those changes being said, we're also changing the health formula for how you calculate health in 0.9.5. It's going to be so simple. Because right now, I might have confused some people in here, especially if you didn't know how to calculate health before. And I said, if the formula, and how many game masters out there have you had to teach DC22? And they're like, all right, the formula is 6 plus your level, plus the class bonuses, plus ancestry bonuses, plus your might. Can't forget that, right? Why go through the rigmarole, jumping all over the place of the 6 and the level calculation and the class bonus? Why not just mesh all those 3 together into one simple number, right? Keep it simple. So the new formula to be able to calculate your character's hit points is your class table plus might. And I guess if you have an ancestry, of course, if you have like a +1 hit point from ancestry, of course you count that. If you get hit points from future class features or other talents, of course you add hit points, yes. But basically, it is class table plus might. Ta-da! Right? And now your class table has baked into it that formula, which I'll tell you right now, I told you the formula. The formula comes from 6 plus 2 times your level plus class bonuses. You know what I'm saying? But now all you got to do is look at the table and add your might. Ta-da! Right? Super simple, right? So there we go. I'm pretty sure, in fact, we had a question about the hit points. I'm going to look right now to see, I'm going to make sure, I know it's every other level, but let's hit up the spell blades table right here, and I'll answer that question right now. It is every odd level. The reason why it's every odd level is that's when your mana spin limit increases. So at level 3, your mana spin limit goes from 1 to 2. At level 5, it goes from 2 to 3, right? So at odd levels, your mana spin limit for spells and how much damage you can pump out goes up. So your health gets a little bump there. That's just a little side development note. But yeah, so it's odd levels. So 1, 3, 5, 7, 9, etc. Right? Those are your 5 little spots there. Right? But let's go back to champion. Okay, so I will now show you the thing I've been building up this whole time. Right? Now there's something else over here, something else over on this side to the right that I haven't shown yet. But this is what you're seeing right now, right? This is the formula. So that 9 comes from, let's count out here, 6 plus 2 from your level times 2, right? So that's 2 more. So 5, that brings you to 8. And then you're a champion, which gets 1 extra hit point every level, which is where that last 1 comes from. That's the 9. So instead of you having to do that or making your new players who've never done that before, it's just 9, right? It's just 9, right? And then whenever you level up and you're like, oh, I leveled up. Let's see, how much do I get? You don't have to remember that the formula says 2 times your level. So don't forget that part. And then you go to your, it's just all in one spot. There it is. And of course, if your might goes up, increase it or add your might. Don't forget about your might, but amazing. It's going to be so nice. How does the health system update interact with marshals taking caster talents or vice versa? It doesn't. Your health is your health in your actual class table. So health, the amount of health you get is irrelevant from what talents you spend and all that kind of stuff. The martial paths and everything like that, that's all irrelevant, which we're actually going to talk about, which is what this little thing is on the right-hand side of the screen that's being cut off right now is going to be talking about. So yeah, that's super nice. There's that. And then it doesn't interact with novice or anything like that, as far as their Steven. So there's that. Okay. And there's health points. Now, one thing as well, attribute points. Attribute points have been nerfed, you could say. But in general, and this is weird, this would be so much back-end game design, math stuff to talk about. There's no way. Basically, this is a buff to you guys. You get less attribute points from levels 1 to 10. But it's a buff to you guys because of the things in the background that we have as far as saves and your chance to save for things. The more attribute points you get, the higher the DCs would have to be as far as the fundamental balance of the game. But now that we bring the attribute points down, we can bring the numbers don't get so high, and it actually works out as better save percent chance odds for you guys in a better spot instead of failing more often. Not going to get into the math of that. That's going to put 500 people to sleep, but it's going to be a good quality of life. And I also think it's nice to give your first attribute point at level 3 instead of at level 1 you get your class, and at level 2 you get another attribute point, right? You get one at 3, 5, 8, 10. There you go, right? There's your new attribute spread, right? And then trade points are now also, this is no different. Some people didn't even know this before. Well, this is a little bit more spread out. But if you didn't know this, at level 5, you get 2 trade points. At level 10, you get 2 trade points. But instead now we are adding trade points onto your actual class table so that people don't forget about it, because honestly, people wouldn't have even known that. And you get 1 at 3, 5, 8, 10. You get the idea. That's super simple, right? Now, here's the thing that I think is great. I'm going to scroll over here. What? Hello? Wait, I gotta hold up. I'm going to move this so you can actually see it. I don't want to mess anything up here. All right, there we go. I'm coming back to this. Can you see? Why can't? There we go. It says path points, right? Path points. There we go. If you didn't know this, right? If you didn't know about what this is, it used to just look like this. Let me show you. I'm changing the master document. Don't freak out, anybody. Don't freak out, team, if y'all are watching. It used to just say this. Class feature and a talent. So at level 2, you get class feature and a talent. Now, that might be confusing if you didn't know the rule of what some people might not even know right now, right? My table. If you did not know this, in DC20, every time you get a talent, you get to choose between spellcaster table or a martial table, which was actually a reference earlier in a question. You get to choose to spend points in one of the 2 tables, right? So when you get a talent, you get to choose a progression path in martial talent mastery or spellcaster talent mastery. I see you, time. And you got to choose that. That was not said anywhere else. So if you look at this table, so many people, YouTubers that play DC20 that I was talking to, I was like, hey guys, y'all are just straight up missing resources. And they're like, oh God, right? So there was this like unknown rule that a lot of people slip through the cracks of, is when you spend a talent, you also can, now it's actually on the table. Let me undo this before I forget about it. So you get 1 path point. What a path point is, let me actually go here. Let me see, character paths. There we go. So what a path point is, oh God. There we go. What a path point is the same thing of what you've been doing. You have a martial path and a spellcaster path. At level 2, 4, 7, 10, you get a path point, and you get to spend it to get martial resources, or you can spend it to get spellcaster resources. Nothing mechanically has changed, right? There's no mechanical change here. So anybody that knows what I'm talking about, anybody that knows how it worked before, it works the same. It's just way better naming convention. Yes, way less confusing. And it's on the table to remind you to do it, right? So at level 2, you're like, oh, sick. All right, cool. I'm going to get my class feature. Okay, cool. I'm going to spend my talent and then my path point. Do I do spellcaster or martial? Which one? And you get to choose and spend your point. I mean, come on. Come on. So good. So good. Right? There's the idea, right? So that's what that looks like now. See, okay, cool. And then, shoot, I've talked about so much already. I think it's probably enough, right? I think it's probably enough. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's good, right? Yeah. Path still tied. Path is not tied to talent. No. If you can pick a spellcaster talent and a martial path, or vice versa, or same. You know what I'm saying? No reason to tie them together, right? So heck yeah. And then tell us more. No, more. Tell us more. So yeah. So cool. There we go. Let me get caught up on the super chats though. Because I ignored some people while I was doing the presentation. Hydration check. What differences do you see between DC20 magic system versus Vagabond's magic system? Vagabond, if you're unfamiliar, fellow YouTuber is making it. I've talked with him in person at Gen Con. Respect the hustle of fellow content creator making their own TTRPG. Heck yeah. I've always seen us as collaborators doing things together and not competition, especially when it's like other content creators, you know. D&D is like the titan of the industry, right? But anyway, Vagabond is another TTRPG. DC20's magic system was almost very much more similar to Vagabond's magic system. If you're unaware, Vagabond has a like wildly customizable magic system, which is great and it is cool, but it terrifies me from a game balance standpoint. And this is no shade at Vagabond's magic system. I think he would say the same thing himself. I heavily worry about when it's said and done and that system's done and he's like, all right, cool, that's it. I heavily worry about how balanced it's going to be. It's inherently going to be less balanced. That's just a fact. There's no way it's going to be more balanced. The more rigidity and structure and lanes and rules you put on something, the more balanced it can be. Now, that could be too much to a point where there's so many rules and regulations, like something like Pathfinder, where there's so many crunchy rules and regulations that, yeah, it gets really balanced. But man, is it very lines and crunchy, right? Much less spell slots and all that kind of stuff, right? So I respect Vagabond's magic system, but I don't think, and DC20's magic system was almost like that, where it's like, hey, there's a fire spell, and there's just one fire spell, and here's a bunch of options you can do to spend mana to make your own fire spell. I did not think that was the best way to go for DC20 in for a lot of different ways, as far as like how so much it would slow down the game, the overall complexity of how that would look at the table, how much they could possibly slow down the game whenever you're sitting there playing and you're trying to figure out what kind of things you want to do and you're doing the math. You know what I'm saying? You lose a little bit of iconicness. It's too washed out to like, oh, there's like what, 20 spells in the entire game, you know, as far as the categories go. So DC20's magic system is a step away from that, but there's my full blown breakdown on that. So love that question. I could talk about that for a long time, and I would love to talk about that with Vagabond himself, and maybe I'll see him at Gen Con and we'll talk about that. But yeah, so that's the long story answer. Liam, can you break down the new 9.5 initiative? Even reading it's hard to wrap my head around. That's going to be a live stream. That's going to be a live stream topic. I could maybe do the initiative next week. How about that, Liam? I could do I could do a breakdown of initiative and have some tables and stuff. I think explaining it would be pretty simple, but I would love to see where some confusion points are so that I could do in fact, that's what I'll do. Next live stream, I'll do a whole presentation on initiative. And then if there's any questions or concerns, maybe I can see a better way of delineating that in like the document, right? So I got you. Grouch, love the icon. Speaking of vestigial, you already changed the name of Fighter and Ranger. You should change the name misnomer of Barbarian to Berserker, as that is exactly what they do. Barbarian to Berserker. That's interesting. Berserker, Barbarian, Berserker. I don't know. That's interesting. It's interesting enough for me to think about for sure. But I don't think it's even maybe different enough to need that change, because Barbarian and Berserker, they're so similar. They even start with the same letter, you know what I mean? They have about the same, I feel like they're so similarly structured as words. I don't know if it's even worth the change, you know what I'm saying? So that's very interesting. And I see what you're saying there. So I'm going to keep thinking about that. Joseph Coulter, how does the health system update interact with Marsh? Oh, yeah, I got you. Zack, so the formula is 6 plus 2 times level times 2. No, it's just plus 2 times your level. Plus 1 every martial level. So players must cough help. So players must cough to get help. What? Zagard, what are you talking about? Is that penguin messing you up again? Are you getting attacked by the penguin? It's just 6 plus 2 times your level, plus your class table, your plus the health you get from your class, which is either 0, 5, or 10, that I broke down earlier as far as which class gets what. But I hope you're okay, Zagard. The penguin's attacking you. Aligon, first time super chat. Aligon, have any of the novice and level 0 paths been considered during HP rework? Absolutely love what you folks devs are doing and community are doing. Oh yeah, so the novice and the negative level 1 and level 0 stuff, those would probably get small health upgrades as well, but it literally could just be like 1 or 2, like it'd be very small, because even with all of that that's still playing the like bottom end of the game to where you're already in that spot. So and there's not things like, you're not casting a bunch of those type of spells anyway. You're probably only casting cantrips and things. So that's probably fine. So I would even say with the health buffs and bonuses, maybe add 1 health point to each of them. You know what I'm saying? That you could do that, but I don't think it would be too rough. Obviously that will be revisited. Novice level 1, all that kind of stuff will be revisited once the game's in its final state and we go back through and look through all those systems to see what needs updates. But yeah. Appreciate that too, Aligon. Appreciate the hype. And then Simon, is there a new one-shot to run 0.9.5 rules? Yeah, so we are working on one-shots. We're going to be updating. The hard part is sometimes as a design team, we need to figure out and make a judgment call on, do we keep constantly every single update going back and updating every single thing on every single, you know what I'm saying? I think after 0.9.5, it's probably worth doing it because, you know, our defenses have changed and all that kind of stuff. So I could see us redoing like the free one of redoing that. The tower one shot is in the works. I can't say too much more about that. The tower one shot's the one that I ran for Brendan Lee Mulligan and Abria Iyengar. I ran it for them in person at Gen Con last year. That one's in the works of being finalized, being turned into a one shot that will be released to Kickstarter backers and be on the website and all these other things. So that's in the works. I want that to be the first 0.9.5 one shot. And if you don't know who this is, Zipperon Disney is also working on a one shot. A full blown, it's not a one shot, it's probably like a 2 shot. It's like a 2.5, it's like a 3 shot almost. So super cool adventure that we're working on for that. It showcases everything about DC20, very beautifully done. So all those things are in the works for sure. And they're all 0.9.5. And then Joe M, late fee, putting something together for my friends to try his 0.9 short campaign. Yes, people can play campaigns now, y'all. Levels 1 through 4. Absolutely can play a campaign. Let's go. Could we get a Demiplane update? Exus, I would love that. I would love a Demiplane update. I actually, you know what? I can make a note. I can say Demiplane plus Demiplane alchemy update question marks. I'll send some things there. But yeah, with 0.9 coming out, I'll be like, hey, I'll definitely go poke them again. But I haven't heard anything. Vapora Light, will the new initiative rules include group initiative? Group initiative. I don't know what you mean by group initiative, but a little sneak. No, I'm going to talk about initiative next. I'm going to talk about, there is some changes to initiative that are worth talking about together. I don't want to just throw it out in a quick little question here. So I don't know what you mean by group initiative in this way, but in general, initiative will work how people will make an initiative check, which is now your combat mastery plus agility. And then if you win the initiative, your group gets to choose who goes first in your slot. Like whenever it goes player, enemy, player, enemy, player, enemy, right? You get to choose. Your players will get to choose who goes, right? And then our grit points changing with Cha added to PD. Grit points are changing. Grit points cannot be spent on others. They can only be spent on yourself. So there's a buff and a boon there, which technically Simon just unlocked another sneak peek here. Grit points in 0.9.5. You cannot give advantage to your allies. It feels like a bard and commander type of situation. It feels like a feat or a feature to be able to kind of spread that to other people. As far as a resource goes, giving it to yourself, you know, like you have high charisma, you know what I'm saying? So it's going to be self-focused. That's the negative. So you're not going to be able to do it to allies, but the benefit of grit points, and I think this is huge for lots of reasons I could talk about for a while. The benefit of grit points is you can now spend as many points as you want when you're reducing damage you take. So if you have 5 grit points and you get hit for 5 damage and it's about to kill you, you can spend all 5 grit points in one moment and grit your way through it, truly showcasing what grit is, you know, capable of. So grit is truly going to be that's a buff for sure, is being able to spend more points, because before you had to like keep spending one, but if you're low health and you have some grit points left still, you might be able to freaking survive, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, there's that. And then what else we got? Grip points. There we go. So hype. 0.9 is great. 0.95 awesome. Stay hydrated. Thank you, Fred. Appreciate you, dude. Is Prime Silver Goose says, is prime attribute still a thing? Couldn't there just be prime modifier that scales by level? Less punishing for creative attribute spreads. So there is no prime attribute. It is called a prime modifier. So you're 100% correct on that. And there's a variant rule that does have it scale by level type situation, right? The variant rule means instead of it being your highest attribute, it's just is the maximum possible attribute, which at level 1 is 3. And then at level 5, it goes to 4. At level 10, 15, 20, right? That is a variant rule. I believe heavily in that being a variant rule. I don't think that should be a full rule of the game, but that variant rule makes it possible for any attribute spread, right? Absolutely. So you're still supported there, but I could go on. That was a big issue, a big talking point early on in DC20s. If y'all remember, that was one of the bigger talking points at the beginning. But I do think it should be a variant rule, not a full rule, for lots of reasons. But at least it's 100% supported, like what you're saying there, Silver Goose. So I got you. And then 0.9 doesn't list hybrid talent table. Hybrid talent table? There's not a hybrid talent table. On 0.9, we also removed the prestige paths. There's a prestige paths. Those aren't needed. They're level 10 and higher. We kept having to tweak and change them, and they kept slowing things down. We're like, okay, we're moving those out of the way. We'll bring them back whenever the game's at level 10 plus. So don't worry, they're coming back, but they're just out of the picture right now because the game's only levels 1 through 4. So why are we worrying about levels 11 through 20, right? But there's no need for a hybrid talent table because that's not the talent tables. The talent tables aren't, that's not how they work. It's just you have a path point and you spin it on one or the other. And you can do this and that and this and that and be a hybrid if you want, but there's no need for a hybrid table. And then Bad Seed. Let's go, Bad Seed. Thanks for the answer. New defense system. Put passive seems off for damage resistance via might and charisma. Maybe target defense, zone defense. That was one of the names. But TD and ZD sound weird as abbreviations. Deflection or fortitude. That was another one. But I feel like words are words are weird. Defense are discrete attacks, encompassing attacks. Yeah, so the names for those, I mean, those names, active and passive defense, aren't locked in. I do think they're very good names. I have a video coming out really soon that I go into all the defenses and I break down the whole thing and give some examples of that. But active and passive, I really like right now. I think it's probably going to be what 0.9 goes with. But we're still evaluating that and thinking about that. So thank you again, Bad Seed. Appreciate you, dude. And then Vapora Light. I run games not on individual turns, but separated from player versus enemy groups on who goes first as a quick way to speed up the game. I run it on not on individual turn, but separate from player versus enemy groups. Who goes first? It sounds like we do something similar because I group them with players and enemies, and then they alternate. That's how the default rules work for sure. So I think we're pretty similar on that, but I unless you just go right into that and you don't have them roll for anything, that'd be faster. But interesting. It pretty much is group initiative. So then let me see what else. How much donation for a digital character creator access? How much donation for a digital character creator access? Oh my gosh, you're right. Oh my gosh. You know what? I was going to showcase that. You're right. You are right. I'm going to showcase that right now. Hold up. Let me make sure I'm not freaking leaking anything. So let me go to here. I'm going to go to early access creator. I'm going to click the link. Open up this, make sure it's here. All right. Now I'm going to press this one, but hopefully it's good. Good. There we go. I think we're good. Okay. And then let me pull this out here and pull it up to the top. Wait, hello? No, I want it to just be a full thing. There we go. Okay, awesome. So now let me pull it up here. Actually, Oh, can I do this? Oh, time out. Time out. I want to make sure I have everything where it's supposed to go. All right, there we go. And now I can show. Now I can showcase. Ha ha ha. There we go. All right. So I'm going to show this. Wait, why can't I? All right, cool. All right. Now, check this out. Boom. This is the digital character creator. Yeah, you guys just now talked about digital character creator? Come on now. Come on now. And then we don't see anything. What about now? We good? Nice. Okay, cool. So this is the digital character creator. There will be a way to gain access to this. But right now, this was the early backer reward. So I hope y'all can appreciate and respect my stance on this. I really feel like this has to be an early backer reward to thank the early backers. Because what we did on Kickstarter was insane. Those first 3 days, first 72 hours, 9,000 people coming in to make us set records and do crazy things. This was the early backer reward. There was other things like for people that didn't have as much money to spend and they wanted to be, they had some extra digital rewards that were included in higher packages. But I think this I want to respect those people. And I don't want to just like, oh yeah, you can like buy it right now. I truly want to respect the people that jumped on when we needed it the most. Genuinely. I don't know if y'all know, like I was, that's a whole longer story. I maxed out everything possible during that Kickstarter to the absolute zero, redlined everything. So those 9,000 people that came in those first 3 days to skyrocket us up, huge. You know what I'm saying? This digital character creator is going to be only early access for them for a little bit. And then we'll start to figure out ways in which you can gain access to it and all that kind of stuff, right? So check this out, though. Characters. Create a new character. Look at this. You have information. Oh, under construction, there's some things talking about the builder and other things like that, right? Go to character sheet. What's your character name, information? Wait a second. Character. Is it not? Uh-oh. What the heck? Uh-oh. Under construction. Wait a second. Did y'all crash it already? Go to character sheet. I broke it. Did I break it? Live demos. I know, right? Live demos. I see what you said. It worked for you yesterday. Yeah. Hold up. Time out. Let me see this thing. Let me see what's going on here. I'm gonna refresh it. Maybe there's been hundreds of characters created. No name. Level 1 class. Oh, that's weird. So I'll show y'all what I did. Let me go back here. I'm gonna refresh it, and I'll show you guys. Here we go. So I was right here, and then I clicked no name, and it actually brought me to this. So okay, cool. You just go back and go forth. Okay, enter character name. Character name's gonna be Alcander. There we go. Confirm. And then we have his attributes, starting attributes, point by system. And it starts off doing just the straight up point by system. Like, okay, cool. I want my might. I want to have max to my might, and I want to be smart and strong. I want to be smart and strong, but I only want a 2 here. And then I want to have 3 points left, so I don't want to be too slow. I want to have at least 0. Okay, cool. There we go. Let's do that. Sounds good. And look, it shows you your prime is your might. And another thing that's really cool about this is it color codes. Nick was very passionate about color coding everything. So might is red, charisma is green, agility is yellow, intelligence is blue. And you see that across the board for everything. So whenever you do certain things, it's coded in color, and it's very symbols. It's going to be huge on symbol. It's going to be very, very efficient for color coding, for ease of play. It's going to be very quick. And then pick starting saves is a 0.8 thing, not or a 0.9 thing, not a 9.5 thing. I'm going to choose might and intelligence. There you go. And look at that. It's red and blue coded. See, very beautiful. So there's that class. I'm going to pick my class, and look at that. Look at a little color coded situation right here. Explore the class barbarian. Look at that art right there. Sick. I'm going to pick the class. Sick. Ancestry. You can build your own ancestry. Oh, sorry, starting equipment. You can pick your starting equipment, all that stuff. And then initial ancestry, you can choose which one you want. You can have all this stuff. all the stuff over here. And if I keep scrolling, it keeps going all the way across to show all the different things. I can point by, I can grab them up. I got my 5 points and I can take. Love it. Freaking love it. So there you go. It works. It works, people. I don't know. Keep in mind, this has been a crazy task that pretty much has been done by just one guy. Props and shout out to Nick. Nick has had a few people along the way that's came in, and there was a team, and they were doing all these different things. But then things kind of after the shake, Nick has been the one that stuck in through it. So props to him. And does he need help? Yeah. Go to Discord. I will link the Discord. Actually, just go to my video I posted yesterday. The Discord's linked in that as well, and it's also linked in the Kickstarter post I made. If you go to the Discord, you can talk to Nick there, and yeah, I'm sure he would love some help. So yeah, massive props to Nick there and that whole thing, and we'll see what that does. He has some massive ideas. I'm talking like 1 D&D type of ideas. So props to Nick. I'm so glad we're able to do that. But that is the end of the live stream, people. That's the end of the live stream. So say something in the chat. I am going to go now and read, get caught up on super chats. Say something in the chat. I'm going to get caught up with the super chats, and then I'll do the giveaway. Wheeler777 with a $33.72 super chat. So random. Shot our wizard subclass video today. Love them. Brandon messed up the portal mage section, so we ate him. Heck yeah. Bardic Aggravation said they were dropping a video on the wizard subclasses. So heck yeah, buddy. Heck yeah. Wizards were the first ones. Alfred Miller with a super chat. What up, coach? Been a minute since I was able to catch you live. Here's my late fee. Hey, Alfred Miller, I still want to give you a hug in real life, man. Let's go, Alfred Miller. Appreciate you, dude. Alfred always coming in the clutch. Thanks for your late fee. You don't have to pay any late fees, bro. You're just you rock, bro. Thank you, dude. Packy Game. First time super chat, Packy. With new defenses, should monsters do half damage with a miss versus PD? No. MP effects on monsters might need to clarify with some change, maybe on next in attack text. Packy has unlocked another potential 0.10 sneak peek. Packy has unlocked a potential 0.10 sneak peek. So buckle up, y'all. Spells might not deal half damage on a miss. For the record, that's just throwing it out there. Don't go crazy, people. Don't go crazy. But in 0.10, spells might not deal half damage on a miss. I don't know if they need it. The math says they don't need it. And I feel like it would make sense to not have that. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's another D&D holdover. Honestly, if I'm speaking honestly, I think it's a little bit of a holdover from Dungeons and Dragons, right? So there's that. Don't worry, I'm not nerfing spellcasters. Trust me, spellcasters are gonna be freaking crazy. Just wait till you see the spells. But a miss is a miss, baby. I agree. I see you, Ranger. So there's that. But that's coming through. That's coming through. So all you gotta do is say something in the chat once, and then you're good for like the next 10 minutes. So you're fine. I also hope Nightbot's here. I guess I never even said that, so we'll see how that's going. But there you go, Packy. And then, but no, you're not going to be dealing half damage on a miss versus PD. That's a longer conversation, but there's my answer to it, and a little sneak peek. So there you go. Dable's in. My entire Commander Spellblade multi-class build just got removed with 0.9. Good on you for catching my exploit, Might and Magic exploit. Yes, Might and Magic. Yeah, Might and Magic. Yeah, I see you, Dables Ian. Balance for the win. And props to you for taking it that way. When you see something's busting, you're like, yeah, there you go. We saw it too, so that you were good. Vapor Light, I see, but you said you split to 2 groups, but alternate between player and enemy. For me, I let all of my players do their thing and then switch that. Oh, see, I've never liked that personally. I've never liked to have like all the players go, all the bad guys go. Whew, that's just so swinging. It's so swinging, and I feel so much less engaged, and there's so much less of like a story going on. Yeah, that's more of a game master thing. Very much would go faster though, for sure. All right, yeah, who's going first? All right, all the bad guys go first. Oh shoot! So I could absolutely see it. I don't think it's bad by any means. I absolutely see it. But I like a back and forth. I like a good back and forth. So heck yeah. Dougster says penguins. That's all Dougster says. Appreciate you, Dougster. Ironbird, thank you, Nick. Your work is appreciated. Yeah, Nick's awesome. So props to Nick. Shout out to Nick. Cameron D, will the custom armor system you showed in a previous live stream have default options similar to Ancestries? Some of my friends would like to have choice paralysis if there are no default. Yeah, the default options are the tables, Cameron. So if you go back to the live stream, you'll see tables. Those are the default options. Those aren't every option. They're just like the 3 most simple options. Absolutely. So they will have to choose between 3 options. Yeah. If they don't even talk to them about the custom system. Exactly. Nymaz, settle an argument. Oh, shoot. Do spells with no target and no listed DC, Mage Hand, Flame Blade Light, require a spell check? No, they do not. Flame Blade, Lightning Blade, Mage Hand, the Light Cantrip do not require a spell check. Absolutely not. You do it. You know what I'm saying? Just like in any TTRPG, I don't know if I can say that, but you do it. Why on earth would I need someone to have make a spell check to cast the Light Cantrip? I cast light on this bead. Make a DC 5 spell check. Make a DC 10 spell check to see how much light there is. And every 5 you succeed by is more, you know what I'm saying? I'm not looking to slow down the game in those instances. So no, absolutely. If there is not a DC listed, that's on purpose, right? Missed my earlier question, Joe. I missed your question, Joe. There we go. Exeus's question about the digital character creator derailed me, and I got back on track and I just missed it. So will 9.5 finally showcase the penguin ancestry? Chris G, you're a few days away, Chris G. Just hold on. That's all I can say. Joe, sorry, off topic, but when can we get some minion/swarm rules? It will help my players feel heroic while I sit at level 4, wait for more levels while we sit at level 4 and wait for more levels. Yeah, minion swarm rules. Minion and swarm rules, I absolutely could. When would minion and swarm rules come out? I would say my best thing I could say for minion and swarm rules, how I do it, is if I would make a swarm, give the swarm 20 hit points, give them a base damage of 4. Make a base damage, give them 15 hit points, a base damage of 3, and then every 5 hit points they lose 1 base damage. You see what I'm saying? Chunk it out like that. That's your swarm rules. Just in general, that's going to be very simple to do, and that's just my little 2-cent tip right there to kind of help that out. But there you go. And then Craig, any update on the shaman? My main in WoW. Hey, it's one of my mains in WoW too, especially in the new refresh situation. Shaman is gonna be Artificer's up next, then Summoner, Beastmaster, and probably Shaman right after that. So Shaman's a bit off, but if you like WoW Shamans, you're gonna love DC20 Shaman. That's all I gotta say. Lower Jam, been a ride so far, excited for the future. DC20, Lower Jam, super chatting $20 and just saying hype for DC20. I see you there. I see the 20 and the 20. Appreciate you, Lower Jam. And then Joe, Mr. Early. I'm sorry, Joe, but I went back and got you. Appreciate you. Dable Zian, I did not see the DC20 magazine, Scion magazine update in the Cyborn Ancestry. What? I did not see the DC20 magazine Scion update, an update to the Cyborn Ancestry. Will there be one, or should I just use? Yeah, I just use the previous. The Cyborn Ancestry is unaffected. Cyborn Ancestry would be unaffected. I'm going to make a note right now to double check on that. Cyborn Ancestry, Cyborn Ancestry check in for 0.9.5. That's a good thing to look for, but overall, I think it would be absolutely fine. I don't think it would be affected. But I'm making a note for that for you, Dable Zian. So here we go. Here's the giveaway. Here's the giveaway. Exclamation point winner. This is a giveaway for the same giveaway we do every single week. Oh my gosh, is Nightbot here though? Nightbot is here. Hey, I did some checking in. Another part of why I was late is I was fixing Nightbot. Ben Wamberg. Boom. Ben Wamberg. Wham, bam. Thank you, Wamberg. Let's go. Ben Wamberg. Sorry. Ben Wamberg, you won. Wham, buddy. Wamberg. Let's go. So Ben Wamberg, go to Discord. Go to the the Dungeon Coach Discord. Links in any video description ever. Go there. Find a moderator. Their name's in red. Message them. Say what I want, and we'll get you hooked up, set up with DC20. And if you already have DC20, we'll give you something else. And if you back Kickstarter, I'll throw in more stuff. You get a nice little bonus swag bag, if you know what I'm saying. So there's that, and that's it. Also, a little side note. We're way over time, but I was way late, so there you go. A little side note is I definitely am going to Gen Con this year, and I threw down a panel. I'm going to be having a panel on talking about game design and DC20's journey of creating DC20. I'm going to have a whole panel about that. It's not official yet, though. I did submit the panel late. Ooh, I submitted the panel late, so I don't know if we're going to actually be doing it. But I will let y'all know if that actually does happen. I'm also talking and seeing what else is going to be going on there. But there you go. So I think that's it, people. Let's go. That was a lot to drop on you guys. Y'all got a lot out of me. You sneaky. And then Ironside, I do get the Cyborn subclass if I bought issue 1. Do I get the Cyborn subclass if I bought issue 1? The Cyborn is not a subclass. The Cyborn is a class. Sorry, the Scion is a class, and the Cyborn is the ancestry, right? So if you bought DC20 Magazine issue 1, you get the Scion class, and you get the Cyborn ancestry. Boom, done, right? And if you bought that on the website or whatever, you get the updated version. And then the 0.9, the 9th volume of the magazine released. Yes, you also got the update to the class, and you got the 2 subclasses and 2 Scion ancestries, all that kind of stuff, right? But those are separate issues, and as all magazines come out, we'll keep doing these little separate things of whatever cool thing we want to throw out to you guys right there, right? So anyway, hydration check. Panel late fee. I have to pay a late fee for being late for missing my Gen Con panel. There you go. Hey, Ben Wamberg says, thanks once again, Coach. Thank you, Ben. Thank you for having an awesome last name. Wamberg. I was about to end the stream with me saying Wamberg, but I feel like that seems right. Stay creative. Thanks to the Bucks, y'all. Peace.